So, who wants to hear a story about my childhood that ended with disaster? Too bad, because you clicked on this video and you're going to hear about it. So, let me tell you about the time I Mike Tyson someone's ring finger off. Yeah, that literally happened. Now, granted, it wasn't the whole finger, it was like the fingernail and the tip of the finger. But still, I bit his finger off. What happened was I used to go to a technical school called Salem Votech. It was supposed to be like for super smart people only. At least that's what we're told. So I think it was for dumb people. So this technical school had only two bathrooms: a really crappy gas station bathroom, and basically what can be described as bathroom Xanadu. Sound like George from Seinfeld. But no, it was a really good bathroom. But the problem is, it was already at the other end of the high school vocation place. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's supposed to be where they actually teach academic, like maths and science. And the part we went to was supposed to be like graphic design and body shop and welding. I remember welding in it. So I was stuck in graphic design. Well, not stuck. I chose graphic design. Um, but to be honest, the teacher, the professor, whatever you want to call him, just ramble on and on. His name was Mr. Monzo, and I remember that because I call him Mr. Monzilodi. Um, I don't know why I did. He was an okay teacher, professor, person, but if I can be honest, he was mostly full of bullshit. Um, when we started his class, he always says, "I don't give out 100 because no one does 100% of their work." And I'm like, okay, well, if he doesn't give 100, then he doesn't give 100. But then he gives 100 to what's basically a cheating hussy who had someone else do her work for her. She didn't even sign it. She had someone else, like, we had to do a report on uh, famous graphic designers, and I chose Mark Crilly because I love Mark Crilly, and I highly recommend you subscribe to him. But, like, I actually had to email him and pull up information, and this person just took someone else's documentary and said, well, why should I do a documentary when I had someone else do it for me? And then Mr. Monzo was like, perfect, that's 100. And I was like, you fucking motherfucker. To that day, I never trusted him and I never forgave him. Also, side story, he blinded me one time. It wasn't on purpose, obviously, but while getting ready for something, he had spray glue and he accidentally sprayed my eyes. That was the only time I had to use an eye washing station, and now I see their importance, ironically. So what happened was he was going on and on about optical illusions in Photoshop, and I was getting sleepy. So I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the fall off bathroom, wake myself up, and then come back." Now the fall off bathroom was like a 3 minute walk from where it was literally on the opposite side of the building. So I was walking down, and to be honest, I was having a bit of a crappy day. When you're a teenager and you're full of the angst, and everything feels like a bump on the road. So, I was in a mood. I was walking down. I was flipping off the security cameras, but like, you can't stop me from using this bathroom. I'm a rebel. So what happens is I get to the bathroom, and there's like three little munchkins there. But obviously, like, when in high school, no one actually hit the height yet, but still, there were very little people. And almost bumped into one guy, and I was like, "Oh, sorry." I wasn't like being like tough guy. "Dude, you don't get in my way." I, I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I bumped into you." And the kid was like, "Yeah, no biggie." Very cool, very sun, and I was like, "Okay." Until his friend chimed in. His friend, who was like, "Why don't you watch where you're going?" And I was like, "Better watch your fucking attitude." And the kid I almost bumped in, he was like, "Come on, like, don't start something. He didn't bump into me. Blah, blah, blah. It's all blah, blah, blah with you, isn't it?" But no, like the one kid was like, "Hey, look, he didn't bump into me. It's no big deal. Just let it go." But this kid would not let it go. He's like, "Why don't you go fuck your mom?" And I was like, "Oh, how about I fuck your mom instead?" Yeah, great, great combat pass, Chris. I'm pretty sure future Chris is smiling down on you, giving you a thumbs up, like, yeah, that's what you say. Um, no, he was being an asshole, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going on my way to fuck your mom now." I was like, "Do you want to fucking start something? Because if you want to start something, I'm more than happy to oblige." And like he gave me the middle finger, and he's like, go get AIDS. Yeah, and he said he called me the F word. And I remember this because this was the thing that started the fight. I was like, "Yeah, go run back to your mom, you pussy." Like like a freaking Brooklyn, someone from Brooklyn, like, "Ah, you pussy." Um, and then I was like, "Oh well, he's leaving, so I better do what I came here to do." And then I think it's the same guy I almost bumped into. He's like, "Watch out! He's gonna throw a punch!" And I turn around, and sure enough, little attitude boy threw a punch. But I don't know what happened. I guess I used the power of my stand, the word, because I instantly blocked him, like with my forearm. I just do that cool thing where I block his punch, and it's right near my face, but my arm's in the way. And I that's when my brain was like, "Let's get ready to rumble!" And I punch him back. So obviously, a fight broke out. Um, a fight broke out. No big deal. And I could lie and say it was a big, amazing anime fight, but we all know it's not. We all know how fights in real life work. We just grab each other and stop pushing and just going, "Ah, fuck you." And a janitor saw us fighting, and he was like, "Hey, kid, stop it. You shouldn't be doing that." He tried to pull the kid off me, but I guess he was determined to draw blood because then he starts clawing at my face. So as he's clawing my face, he got his ring finger in my mouth and was like, "You're not leaving here entirely." And I chomped down as hard as I could and pulled away as hard as I could. And then I fell to the ground and I felt and taste blood. And there was a massive blood spill of blood, a blood spill between me and this little fuckle. And then we all look, and I spat out a nail. I ripped off this guy's nail, and he was just like, "He's a fucking cannibal." And you know what? I was still mad. I don't. When I get mad, I get heated, and that only makes me even more mad. It's just an ending cycle of mad. But like, that's right, chomp chomp. Um, yeah. But then and then obviously when something like that happened, I was taken to the principal, and the principal was like, "Well, Chris, why would you do that?" And I said, "Look, he started it first. You have fucking cameras everywhere. Just look at them." And they did, and they when the mom was like, "I'm gonna see your fucking child," and blah blah blah, they're like, "Ma'am, your son started the fight. We have video evidence of him walking up to this young boy right here, throwing a punch, and the boy was defending himself. Also, we have evidence that your your boy tried to claw out his eyes. So fuck you. Um, so I didn't face jail time for being Hector the cannibal, but here's the part that pisses me off and why I still remember this story to this day. The school was zero tolerance, which is the dumbest shit ever. It's as dumb as no fault states. You know, like if someone crashes your car, you have to pay for it too. Because it wouldn't happen if you weren't on the road that day. Like, dude, what the fuck? We all have to go on the road. We all need jobs and we all need to fucking shop. You know, this is a no fault state, so it's no one's fault. No, it's the guy who was going 80 miles in a school zone's fault. Nope. No fault state. Mm-mm. Seriously, whoever came up with no fault states can go fuck themselves. But same thing with zero tolerance, because everyone at there, besides the fucking asshole and the fucking asshole's mother, was like, no, he was defending himself because, you know, they both said some mean things to each other and he didn't throw a punch, but your child did. So what is he supposed to do? Is he supposed to get wailed on? That actually happened to me. That's a story for another day. Why I don't trust the justice system. Stay tuned for that. But yeah, then they're like, well, Chris, because you did get into a fight, we have to suspend you for 1 week. I'm like, but I was fucking defending myself. So I just let this fucking asshole just wail on me and be like, the system would take care of it. I'm pretty sure we've proven that sometimes the fucking justice system doesn't work like that. I'm not saying that I need to be a fucking vigilante, but goddamn, if someone is trying to beat my ass, I should have the right to fucking kick their ass instead. But no, I was suspended, and, you know, I bragged to my cousins about how I fucking Mike Tyson a guy. I'm like, yo, Mike Tyson, it's me, Christopher Wizard. I'm gonna copy your move. I'm gonna be the heavyweight champion of the earth. And Mike Tyson be like, damn, man, you can't fake my sit. That was my sit right there. You can't fucking, you gonna want a fucking funny ass video and put it on Hulu? I'm gonna fucking find you and bite your fucking heel. But yeah, but that was a time I literally bit someone's finger off. And you know what? I don't regret it. I mean, obviously, I won't do it again because as an adult, I can't really say, like, well, he told me he was gonna fuck my mom, so I ate his finger. But no, literally everyone I told this story to agree with me that what I did was perfectly normal, despite the cannibalistic tendencies. But they're like, no, yeah, like if he put his finger in your mouth and you bit down, like there was no way to like prove that was intentional. But yeah, you know, it's one of those things where, like, I can't believe that happened, and two, like, just complaining about zero tolerance in schools because it should be tolerance. If someone starts a fight and someone was like, I'm not taking this shit anymore, I'm gonna fight back, fight against tyranny and oppression, and then you punish that person too, then all you're telling is kids is, hey, get the shit kicked out of you, and maybe the justice system would do something about it. Just maybe. But not really, because when do they actually fucking do? Anyway. So yeah. So don't mess with me or you're losing a finger. I'm not gonna tell you which one, but I'm telling you, I'm taking one of them.